Dog ownership can be one of the most rewarding experiences, but it is not without its challenges either. Many myths have been perpetuated over time about owning and caring for a dog, some containing a grain of truth, and others that are simply old folk tales. Do dogs really only see black and white? How about 1 human year equals 7 dog years? Does grass really help clean a dog's stomach? In today's video, I'm going to reveal 10 most common myths about dogs that will blow your mind. Pets Connection, where you find out everything about your pet. Number 10. Dogs only see in black and white. Despite what people think, dogs can actually see more than just black and white. Contrary to popular belief, a dog's color vision is surprisingly similar to that of humans. Dogs are able to distinguish between colors like reds, blues, yellows, and greens. Although their vision is not as sharp as ours, they are still able to see shades of color very clearly. It's important for us pet owners to understand that our canine companions really do have the capacity to appreciate the beauty of the world around them. They may not be able to appreciate it in the same way that we do, but they are certainly not limited by only being able to discern between black and white. Number 9. Eating bones strengthens teeth. Dog owners may have heard that giving their furry friends bones will help strengthen their teeth, but that's not necessarily true. In fact, feeding bones to dogs can be risky for a variety of reasons. First, bones can break. While the bone may feel like a sturdy object in your hand, it can splinter or even shatter when placed in your pup's mouth. This can lead to cuts in the mouth or throat, and even choking hazards if the pieces are small enough. Also, some dogs have a tendency to swallow large pieces of bone whole instead of gnawing on them. If these pieces are swallowed without being chewed into smaller pieces, they can cause perforations along your dog's intestines and also cut the tongue. Number 8. 1 human year equals 7 dog years. It is a common misconception that 1 human year equals 7 dog years. This golden rule has been around for decades, but is not supported by scientific evidence. In reality, the ratio between human and dog years varies greatly depending on breed, size, and age. The truth is, a 1-year-old puppy matures much faster than a 1-year-old in terms of physical development. But once they reach adulthood, the aging process slows down significantly, and dogs become elderly much later than humans. So if you have a poodle or chihuahua as your furry companion, you'll be able to enjoy their company even longer. Number 7. Grass helps cleanse a dog's stomach. It's a common misconception that grass helps clear a dog's stomach. It's been said for years that when dogs eat grass, it helps them if their stomachs are bothering them. However, this is simply not true. Eating grass won't help your dog one bit, and may even make things worse. To keep your faithful friend healthy and happy, you need to know the truth about this popular belief. Contrary to what some may think, eating grass will not provide any health benefits for your dog. In fact, it can do more harm than good when consumed in large amounts due to an increased risk of gastrointestinal irritation or blockage from plant material or parasites present in the blades of grass. Additionally, many varieties found out there contain chemicals like herbicides and pesticides, which can be toxic if ingested by pets. Number 6. If your dog drags its back on the ground, it has parasites. When it comes to your dog's health, it's important to be aware of the facts and not rely on myths. A popular myth is that when a dog drags their back along the ground, they have parasites. This simply is not true. In fact, there are many reasons why a puppy might choose to drag its back along the floor, out of boredom or even scratching its anus after going to the toilet and the stools turning dry. While dragging can sometimes indicate an underlying problem such as fleas or worms, in most cases this behavior does not necessarily mean parasites. Number 5. You should not spay a bitch before the first litter. Most of us have heard that it's best to wait until a female dog has had at least 1 litter before spaying her. However, this belief is actually an ancient myth, and many experts are sure that there is no need to wait for a litter before spaying a female dog. In fact, it can be far more beneficial to your pup's well-being if you choose to have your female spayed as soon as possible. Neutering helps to reduce the risk of certain health problems such as breast cancer and uterine infections in dogs, making it the preferred choice for many pet owners around the world. Also, neutered dogs tend to live longer than non-neutered ones, up to 3 years longer. Before we talk about that myth that people say that if your dog's nose is dry, it is because he is sick, click on the like button. With that simple gesture, we know that you are enjoying our video. Combined? Number 4. If the dog has a dry nose, it means he is sick. It's a long-held myth that when your dog has a dry nose, it necessarily means he's sick. But the truth is, your pup's nose can be completely healthy, even if it's dry. Your dog's nose should naturally vary in texture and temperature depending on the environment. So if it feels drier than usual, don't panic. It could just be due to hot weather or low humidity levels. Also, you may have noticed that your pup's nose has become drier after taking a nap or during your normal daily activities. Number 3. Dogs heal their wounds by licking them. It's a common myth that dogs lick their wounds to heal them. However, this is simply not true. Despite the belief that licking can aid healing, it is more often an indication that your pup may actually be in pain. Also, your dog's mouth contains a lot of bacteria, so there's a likelihood that he could further infect a wound. Consistently keeping a wound moist prevents it from healing. You should try to keep your dog from licking his wounds if you can. Number 2. Certain breeds are more aggressive than others. If you're thinking about bringing a new puppy into the family, you might have heard all kinds of myths about certain breeds being more aggressive than others. But do not worry. You can rest easy knowing it's a myth. Aggression in dogs isn't just based on breed. In fact, any dog has the capacity to be aggressive, no matter what breed they are. How a dog behaves depends on many factors, including socialization and training throughout its life. The best way to ensure that your puppy is well behaved is by providing them with lots of positive reinforcement, reward-based training, and plenty of socialization with other people and animals. This will help create an environment where the puppy feels safe and can learn to interact properly with the people around him. Number 1. Dogs' mouths are cleaner than ours. It's a myth that dogs' mouths are cleaner than ours. We've all heard the phrase before, a dog's mouth is cleaner than a human's. But is it really true? Well, here's the truth. While there may be some aspects of their oral hygiene that humans lack, that doesn't make them any neater than we are. Dogs have a unique microbiome in their mouths, and they have bacteria that can harm humans if transmitted through saliva or shared objects. But don't let that put you off loving your pup. Dog kisses are still just as special to our furry friends as they are to us. Speaking of mouth and food, if there is one thing that we are always in doubt about, it is knowing which food is good or bad for our furry friend. Is bone broth healthy for your dog? What about organ meats? Chicken? Follow on the final screen 10 human foods that are proven to be really good for your dog. Watch the video and find out everything. A big hug, and see you soon.